There is a angry man down the street who's not happy about your being here today.
Over the course of my career, I have seen a number of challenges to our democracy. The Russian government's effort to interfere in our election is among the most serious. This deserves the attention of every American.
You secured the conviction of President Trump's campaign chairman, his deputy campaign manager, his national security advisor, and his personal lawyer, among others. In the Paul Manafort case alone, you recovered as much as $42 million, so that the cost of your investigation to the taxpayers approaches zero.
Did you find there was no collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia?
Well, we don't use the word collusion. We decided not to use the word collusion inasmuch as it has no relevance to the criminal law arena.
The term is conspiracy that you prefer to use?
That's a conspiracy, exactly right.
You help me, I'll help you.
Thank you.
It's an agreement.
Did your investigation find that the Russian government perceived it would benefit from one of the candidates winning?
Yes.
And which candidate would that be?
Well, it would be Trump.
The story of the 2016 election is also a story about disloyalty to country, about greed, and about lies.
Is it true that you charged multiple people associated with the president for lying to you during your investigation?
That is accurate.
Lies by Trump campaign officials and administration officials impeded your investigation.
I would generally agree with that. I think there are probably a spectrum of witnesses in terms of those who are not telling the full truth, and those are outright liars.
Mike Flynn lied.
He was convicted of lying, yes.
George Papadopoulos was convicted of lying.
True.
Paul Manafort was convicted of lying.
True.
Paul Manafort in fact, went so far as to encourage other people to lie.
That is accurate.
Manafort's deputy, Rick Gates, lied.
That is accurate.
Michael Cohen, the president's lawyer, was indicted for lying.
True.
He lied to stay on message with the president.
Allegedly by him.
The president intended to encourage Manafort to not cooperate with the government. It is clear that the president, both publicly and privately, discouraged Mr. Manafort's cooperation or flipping, while also dangling the promise of a pardon if he stayed loyal and did not share what he knew about the president.
What if I had made a false statement to an investigator on your team? Could I go to jail for up to 5 years?
Yes.
Yes.
Although it's Congress, so.
Your investigation actually found substantial evidence that McGahn was ordered by the president to fire you, correct?
Yes.
Why did the President of the United States want you fired?
I can't answer that question.
He knows he's innocent. He's not corruptly acting in order to see that justice is done. What he's doing is not obstructing justice. He is pursuing justice. And the fact that you ran it out 2 years means you perpetuated injustice.
I take your question.
When it came to obstruction, you threw a bunch of stuff up against the wall to see what would stick. And that is fundamentally unfair.
I would not agree to that characterization at all.
Having desperately tried and failed to make a legal case against the president, you made a political case instead. You put it in a paper sack, lit it on fire, dropped it on our porch, rang the doorbell, and ran.
I don't think you reviewed a report that is as thorough, as fair, as consistent as the report that we have in front of us.
Hillary Clinton, the Clinton Foundation, Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server.
The president cannot be charged with a crime.
Okay, but could you charge the president with a crime after he left office?
Yes.
You believe that you could charge the president of the United States with obstruction of justice after he left office?
Yes, I would say I rely on what's in the report. That's what the report says. If you look at the language, leave it with the report. I rely on the wording of the report. That is in the report, and I rely on what's in the report. I'm just going to leave it as it appears in the report.
There is collusion in plain sight. Collusion between Russia and the Democratic Party.
None other than Glenn Simpson and Fusion GPS.
Fusion GPS's anti-Trump operation.
Glenn Simpson and Fusion GPS.
This is outside my purview.
Glenn Simpson, the Fusion GPS owner.
It's outside my purview.
The Clinton campaign's own ties to Fusion GPS.
This is still outside my purview.
Hillary Clinton's emails.
Your investigation was hampered by Trump campaign officials' use of encryption communications. Is that right?
We believe that to be the case.
Hillary Clinton's emails.
You also believe to be the case that your investigation was hampered by the deletion of electronic messages. Is that correct?
It would be yes.
Clinton's emails.
I wonder if not a single word in this entire report was changed, but rather the only difference was we switched Hillary Clinton and President Trump.
It's time for the curtain to close on the Russia hoax. The conspiracy theory is dead.
Anyone else who did these things would be prosecuted for them. We must ensure that no one is above the law.
Your findings are so important because in America, nobody is above the law.
No one 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 is above the law.